Hi, this is the Ivy League Astrology with the May 2015 reading for Vedic Aries. So a lot of people have been saying that they are watching for their Western signs and the Western signs really resonate with them. So I'm not exactly sure why that is, honestly, but my guess is that the readings tailor the general feeling towards the people that will be watching. So however that works. My thinking is the more that people are sort of educated about Vedic astrology, the more it will shift to be your Vedic sign that you should listen to. But honestly, I don't know. That's the feedback that I'm getting, is that a lot of people have been watching for their Western signs and finding that to be resonant, and then they're less sure about their Vedic signs. My advice would be to continue to check in with your Vedic sign, but if the Western sign is resonating for you, then the Western sign is resonating for you. So, and it may also be in your chart that influence is heavy in your Vedic chart as well, because I find that the Western chart and the Vedic chart tend to describe the same energies, in fact, in almost the same ways. But they describe the same energies, but in different ways. But like, for instance, my Western signs are Aquarius rising, Capricorn sun, Gemini moon. My Vedic signs are Capricorn rising, Capricorn sun, Taurus moon. But if I had watched Western videos for my Western signs, I would have gotten all the right information, basically, because Western Aquarius basically corresponds to Vedic Capricorn, and then Western Capricorn corresponds to Vedic Sagittarius, but my atmakaraka is in Sagittarius, so that still relates to me. And then Western Gemini corresponds to Vedic Taurus, so I still would have gotten basically all the right messages, you know. So I think that kind of charts tend to work in that way, or just life works in that way, so that you get the messages you need. So I would advise you still to check in with your Vedic signs, because that is my intention here. And I think that eventually, as sort of people shift to understanding a little bit more about their Vedic signs, if you're interested in doing that, then I think it will be more in line with the Vedic and less with the Western. But you know, and I always have a link to a free chart calculator below, and I have a lot of information down there too about what signs you should watch for, etc. I'm not quite sure how to understand. A lot of people have been saying that they go to galacticcenter.org and put their information in the chart calculator and still don't know what their Vedic signs are, and I don't quite understand that. It may just be the strangeness of looking at the Vedic chart, which is rectangular rather than the Western circular chart, but underneath that chart, so if you look past that, underneath it, it does say sun sign and tells you what it is, ascendant tells you what it is, that's the same as your rising, and moon sign. So it will list those three signs for you. Even if you can't read the rest of the chart, it will tell you your rising sign, sun sign, and moon sign at galacticcenter.org on their free chart calculator. And galacticcenter.org is run by Joni Patri, who does YouTube videos and is a great Vedic astrologer, so you can check her out as well. Anyway, so yeah, let's get into the reading for Aries. Yeah, now I'm wondering if I should just post this as a general thing, but I'll see if I can just repeat it for each of the videos. So anyway, yeah, let's do Aries, May 2015. My video editing skills, as you may have noticed, are non-existent, so I guess I will have to get better at that eventually. Okay, let's see. Aries, May 2015. I'm seeing somebody coming back into your life with whom you've had an embattled relationship, or with whom you have been on decidedly a different path, and that you may still be on a different path from this person. It feels like someone you're divorced from, or someone who you haven't spoken to in a long time, who you kind of thought was gone for good. And it feels like they're coming back to address their wrongs in the relationship, or to kind of clear the air in some way. And I feel like it takes a lot of strength to bring up this issue. Strength even just to address it. I feel like it takes strength on their part to come and approach you. And these readings can always work both ways. It can be you approaching someone else, but the feeling I'm getting here is of someone approaching you, and it taking a lot of strength on their part to approach you. But it taking a lot of strength even just to deal with this old issue or this old hurt from both of you, for you to think about it again and to think about it from the perspective that they're bringing, is difficult and painful. And you may be wondering if it's worth it to address this stuff, or if there can be a communion of thought in a way, if there can be a way forward where you're on the same page, because you've been on very drastically different, how you have very drastically different accounts of what happened, I feel like. So yeah, this could be really anyone that you've been estranged from or kind of embattled with. Yeah, and I feel like this upsets your happiness to have this brought up again. Like, yeah, again, it's like it takes a lot of strength on their part to address it, but it also, like, just brings up a lot of bad feelings. Not even just bad feelings, just passionate feelings for you to have it addressed. That you had maybe just been getting calmed down again. Like, I feel like you're just sort of in this stage of, like, working on your garden, kind of working on your stuff, and like getting things to be the way you want them to be. And then this comes back up, and it kind of infuses or imbues everything else with this feeling of anxiety and it's not quite fear, but it's just a passionate matter for whatever reason. So I feel like it throws you into a bit of a tizzy. So yeah. Yeah, I feel like this is sort of may distract you for a while from kind of work and from home. Like if you have kids at home or whatever, it may just kind of just throw things out of balance a little bit. It may seem like all the work you've been doing is kind of being upended in a way that makes you uncomfortable. But the advice here is to actually let down your guard about this, because it seems like there is movement in this issue, and even though it's uncomfortable to address it, it needs to be addressed because right now it is it's hanging in limbo in a way that is unjust, and it's not going to let you or the other person truly move forward until it is addressed. So yeah, you have to go into it. You have to go kind of all the way into it in order to really kind of balance the scales. This is echoing another reading from this past month. But it feels like, once you kind of go into it, I feel like you will get into it, and that is the advice. It's like, get in there, and really try to release the pressure of the passion. Whatever you've been bottling up that has been the thing that you can't let go of, I feel like you need to, like, say that or let it out, find a way to say that in a way that's not going to explode the situation again, but it's going to calm it and solidify the situation. So, and then I feel like after you do that, there may be a pause in which it seems like there's no new start here, even though you've done all this work and taken on all this stress in order to have a new start. It may seem like there's no new start, and what was the point of that? And you may feel like your intuition sort of led you astray or something. But it seems like the other party actually just needs to sort of consider what you've said, and look at their world in a slightly different way. Yeah, I really feel like you're the content of whatever is going on here is going to cause them to reevaluate in a very deep way, and evaluate what has been sort of like keeping them locked into a wrong idea. What idea of the future or idea of success, I feel like, is what it is for a lot of people, has been sort of like chaining them down and making them stunted. So I feel like this is actually a very good time for the other person. And again, this could be you, but it feels like another person. That for the other person to sort of like let go, like let go of something that has been a big deal to them, like let go and allow healing to come in. So I feel like that's kind of what's happening in the pause, that you're not hearing from this person, and that you're feeling maybe like, gosh, like what was the point of stirring this pot again, Yeah, and then I feel like work can kind of begin on like piecing this relationship back together. And I don't think for everybody it's going to be it's like there's different ways in which a relationship can be pieced back together. Like if you're divorced from somebody and they come back to say like, hey, I can kind of see your point of view now, it doesn't mean that you're going to get remarried to that person, but just that you will be able to work out enough so that you're on the same page so that you can both leave it behind in a way that is actually healthy rather than just abandoned, So, yeah, so I see work beginning on kind of patching this up, or work in the right direction is finally beginning. That is leading to a victory, yeah, for you and for this other person. So, yeah. It's a funny image because I do feel like for some of you this is like a union that you've been sort of waiting for, that's coming together, and you're like, yes, okay. And it's still, the work is just beginning. It's not here yet. But for some of you, this is sort of like a kiss off moment of being like, yes, I'm free from this, because we finally see eye to eye. So yeah, I feel like you are going to be able to sort of like take your swords and go home in a way. Like you're going to be ending a period of fighting and meanness, a period of cutting words and cutting silences. You don't have to go back there anymore. Is the message? Is that is done. So yeah, very nice. So you're coming into a period of balance, and it's slowly coming. It's a sense of it's just beginning. And I think Aries, this has been happening for you for several months. Where it's like something big has been kind of stuck. But I feel like you're going to be able to see some results of that this month, and it's going to start moving. And it's still not going to be at the level that you want it to be. If this is something that's ending, that needs to end, you are going to get the closure that you need to just be like, that's done. I don't have to go there anymore. And I feel healthy about the way that's ended. But if this is something that you're trying to start up or start again or push through, then it's going to be, you still have like a big idea in your mind of what you want it to be, like that it's going to bear a lot of fruit, and be very beautiful. Like it's a very true ideal that you are pursuing. And I feel like you are going to be able to see some little bits of that, but it's going to be like chump change, kind of like in regards to like what you truly want and see for this relationship project, whatever. But still, those what feels like crumbs from the table falling is still helping to balance things out. And balance is really the ticket here, is that it needs to be, it's been turned upside down and it's slowly coming into its right place. And you will see some signs of that this month. But again, if it's something that you're trying to push through or get started again, it's going to be small change. It's not going to be the whole thing, but don't lose heart. Because this, so beautiful. Um, this card, the Three of Pentacles in reverse, has been appearing to me in a different way recently. That came through in a personal reading for the first time and has been now kind of showing up that way in a very nice way. And it seems like this is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. But it's like this little bit of change that you see this month is coming through in order to kind of build this structure that is going to be like foundational, in fact, and beautiful. But it's sort of like a filigree pattern, you know, and filigree is incredibly strong, but it's incredibly delicate. So it has to be built very slowly in order to really have the strength of foundation that that you need it to have in your life, you know. So yeah. So again, it feels like things are coming back into balance in small ways, but these small ways are really important. Yeah, again, it's like this. It's like the soil is being primed, you know. So it's like you've got an oak tree in your mind, and this month you're kind of getting like the acorn to build that oak tree, but the acorn doesn't like automatically just become an oak tree. You know, you have to like prime the soil, you have to like give it light, you have to give it water, you have to give it air, you know. So it's like you're being given what you need in order to grow this thing, but it's like a careful growth process that needs to happen. And I feel like, so it's moving into this sort of building this foundation that accrues over time. And it's really important that your mind be sharp for whatever it is that you're trying to build. And again, so if this is something that has ended, I feel like this then refers to something else that's just beginning or maybe has already started but is moving into a different phase. And that thing is going to be important for you and foundational for you, but you really need to keep your mind clear. Keep your eye on the prize in a way of what you truly want. Don't settle, don't compromise for like what you feel like is the earthly version of what you can get. It's like you really need to have your vision goggles on in a way in order to get the most out of this situation. You really want to kind of behave with the utmost honor, I feel like, in this situation. And you really want to go for the gold in a way. It's like you really want to aim high because it's possible. But you need to have a strength of mind in order to pursue this goal. So it feels like you need to like ask the right questions and really get to the heart of the matter in a way that's fair and balanced, in a way that's open. But you really need to pursue the full extent of your dream. You know, so it's like don't give in, don't give up, don't settle for less than what you want. Yeah, it's like it's not a moment to sort of grab at what's available. It's a moment to really think about what you truly want out of life or out of this project or whatever, and go for that with a pure heart. That's what that is. Yeah. So that's what I'm seeing for May 2015, Aries. I hope that's helpful. And please get in touch if you would like a personal reading. My information is below. My email address is theivyleagueastrologer@gmail.com, and my scheduling link is linked down below. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and have a good May. Thank you.